Now we got the truck in the air. Now I just got to put it up on jack stands in the front. We have the old transmission still in the super truck. We're going to take it out. And the reason being is because we're going to put the other transmission and engine all combined in the truck at one time. So we're going to take this one bolt off the transmission mount, and then we're going to take off shifters. These 3 speeds are really nice. There's not a whole lot to them. I'm hoping maybe next year I could buy a Falcon or a Burt or a Brain or something, whatever one's better. I'm going to talk to the different people and see what they have to say. They're just lighter, and I guess they're a little bit stronger. I haven't dealt with them, so I'm not exactly quite sure. I haven't had a problem with a 3-speed really, as far as gears. I've broken a few ears off before. Last year we had a couple problems with our other car in the pure stock division. And that was more operator error, I think, than anything else. To make sure I know which one's which, the back one, that's the front one. This is the back one. I'm going to paint it blue. B for blue for the back, which I consider the back one here, the shifter. And I took a picture of it the way it sits, so I don't have to worry about the way it's going to go back together later. Because sometimes they're a pain in the butt. Just 2 bolts and the shifters will be done. And then we're going to lift it out probably through the front. Always remember, we have another slip yoke that we put in the back. That way our gear oil doesn't come out all over the ground. I personally always use these neoprene polyurethane mounts. They have a little bit of give to them, but then they're still real strong and versatile still. I've never broken one. I always had pretty good luck with them. What I need to do is lower the front end a little bit. Put that slip yoke in here. I'll pull that drive line out of it. There must not be much fluid in it. There we go. Now that I got that in there, I know it won't leak no fluid out. I could probably swing it over and get it out over here. Just like that. We'll just actually pick it up out of here and we'll call it good. This one, I left the scatter shield on it even. And I'm not sure if I'm going to lend it to go-go or not. At that angle, it did leak a little bit of gear oil, but not bad. Because this bumper's so long on this race truck, and on that last race car, I built this extension, another 1.5 foot roughly. Stay tuned, we're going to go in with the motor here pretty soon. So I actually worked today at 3, it's 11 o'clock right now. So I want to get some of this done, maybe even just tabbed in, and then it'll give me time throughout the week or come do a little bit of work here and there to it the next few days. Whenever we built this motor, I didn't have the money to go buy a new oil pan. So actually I brazed this one where the engine and a previous motor had come apart and cracked my oil pan. And I fixed this one, I brazed it on both sides. And I'm still using it. It's got a big old dent in the corner right there, but it's holding up, so now that the motor is real high, it's gonna take a lot more to push it over on this backside. So I got this bar that I use. Shake it, see where it's gonna land. So this here, it's already almost done. We gotta push it back a little bit here. Looks like the mount is loose. Grandpa, he noticed it the other day. I thought he tightened them, but I guess he didn't. Which I've never had these loosen up. That's kind of weird. Make sure this side is tight. Oh yeah, that one's tight. That one's tight. Take the cherry picker and take it off. It's set in there. That was pretty quick and easy. I started at exactly 11 o'clock, and now it's 11:23. That's pretty good. 23 minutes and we got the motor in. Not quite bolted down all the way, but it is in. Grandpa actually bought this cherry picker from an auction for like 70 bucks or 80 bucks. And we haven't had any problems with it at all. So I guess we've had it about 3 years. So that's a 20-minute engine install. Just sitting there. It's just sitting there. I haven't bolted nothing really down. But now, that was the hard part. This is why I don't like putting this tape here, because it's so sticky, it doesn't come off very easily, and then you gotta re-clean it later. I'm gonna use brake cleaner. I'm putting the carburetor on, then I can put my cap on it. My cap is a little short. It's starting to look like an engine. We just got the power steering hooked up here. I'm gonna wash out the radiator today. I'm gonna put the headers on now. Radiator, this is the one that we got with the truck. I tried to put the one in the, for my last car, because it was a two core, double pass, I'm sorry. But it's not wide enough here to fit our bracketry. I'm gonna take this back off. I'm gonna put my other one on there and see if it works. For some reason this ain't lining up for nothing. I think I got it now. The slip yoke. Put the driveline in. The slip yoke. I'm gonna come back this way. Sorry, YouTube, I dropped you. Hold on, right there. Neoprene locking nuts on everything. Man, that differential's pretty now. I only plan on turning 6,200 with this truck, so I don't expect to be the fastest truck out there. Obviously, I got the smallest motor. We're just gonna go out and have a good time, show our faces, and put a little more into the motor without without changing too much. Maybe we can get another 20 horsepower. If need be, we can always put a more rocker arm and get more lift out of our cam. If we have to, try to put a little bit of grease in this greaser here. This line is broken up top, so we're gonna have to swap it out, change that line out. And cobwebs all over this thing. It's been sitting for about 2 years. We got the drive line in. Just gotta bolt it up all the way. I'll tighten down this bolt here for the mount once the motor's where I need it. So I got everything done down here. I got the drive line mounted. Got the brake line off so I can go get a new one. It's starting to come together. I gotta put the headers on now. These headers just don't seem to fit right for some reason. They're brand new in the box.
Somebody got themselves some new headers finally. First time ever.
Ever.
Ever? But we still need our old mufflers.
I posted on Facebook yesterday looking for some headers. I wanted to get used ones if I could. A couple people say I got 180-degree headers, and I've heard some bad stuff about them, heating up distributors and stuff like that, so I didn't really want to go that route. Then a guy that I know, he has a couple trucks also.
I figured you cut it off instead of cutting the weld off. Just cut it right there on the line and it'll pop out. It should pop out.
He had a set of headers that he's had for years, he said, and they were brand new in the box. Didn't really want to get rid of them, but he's like, they're just sitting there. So he ended up selling them to me, and he wants me to do some work covering some bunk boards for him again for his speedboat. But we're also going to put his his company name on the truck for another speedboat. So I'm okay with that because he sponsored some of the price.
It's always good to use a 1/4-inch bit. You got your pop rivet.
The 3/16 bits.
Okay, it's coming out already. Just twist it off. Yeah, use it to twist off the inside stuff.
You might bring it this way a little bit or destroy my...
Oh, your table?
Oh, damn. Well, I was trying to get it all to come out at one time.
How? See, watch. And then we come over here.
Okay, we're good. Now that we tightened up our header bolts, we did put in our starter wire, which is only 2 wires, and I already did this bankment on plug wires and plugs. We put new plugs. I've always ran Autolite, and I've never had a problem with the Autolite 25s. That's what I've always ran. I've never had a problem. I change them about 2-3 times a year probably. I did put new ones in the motor now because my other ones I'm giving to my nephew to put in his motor so he could run them. There was nothing wrong with them. So now we're gonna go to the other side, put in another, I think I got one more plug to put in, and then we'll go from there. We did put in this lower radiator hose. I tightened it up. I'm not gonna put a fan shroud yet. I wanna make sure everything's good to go. And even for the parade coming up, I'm not gonna run a shroud probably. I did tighten this. We got our wires already ran, our plug wires. I got a couple plugs already in over here on this side. 1, 2, I got the back one here. I got one more here that I was gonna gap. I gap my plugs. I have 40 thousandths, and I roll it off right at 40. So if I check it again, it's gonna roll right off at 40. We gotta have go-go gadget hands sometimes to put spark plugs in these. Now we're gonna put our plug wires, which, let's start with number 1, which is here. That's number 1. Number 2, I think we go up and over here. One, 3, all my wires and plugs are on now. I'm gonna go see if I got gas in this beast.